Hello friends, welcome to Campus Life. We've got a great show filled with excitement every week. From finding a classmate as one true love to spending time with our worst nightmares on campus. Each week, we're going to look through the lens of our dramatized reality. So without further ado, lights, cameras, action.
Hello, and welcome everybody to this week's episode of Campus Life. This episode is Adventures and Stories of Wonders. First, we want to give a big shout out to Eric for letting us use his basement once again. We've got an amazing guest for you guys today, one that is has more stories than a cat has 9 lives. She's a writer, a filmmaker, and a full-on adrenaline junkie. Ladies and gentlemen, please, it's Emma.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's great to be here in Eric's basement. I love it. It looks great. Yeah, so I'm here to talk about my adventures.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear some?
Yes, please. Tell me what is
right.
one of your biggest adventures to date?
Okay, well, maybe not one of my biggest, but I do have one that's very exciting, okay?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so when I was about 13, okay, I think I was 13, I went hunting in the woods, okay? I was looking for squirrels. Love hunting squirrels.
Of course.
And as I was hunting, I was coming across, I was going around this big tree, and all of a sudden, I saw these 2 little baby bears. I was like, oh my God, how awesome. I'm gonna go pet them.
As
So
one would, yeah.
Yeah, as one would. So I walked up and I went to go pet, and I heard a growling behind me. And I turned around, and there was a big mama grizzly bear, and it just jumped.
Oh.
It jumped right on me.
Okay, and so what's your first instinct when something like that happens? What's the feeling that you have? Are you scared? Are you ready to handle a moment like this?
My first instinct was, oh crap. Yeah, it was to, oh crap, this isn't good. We started rolling and tumbling, and we wrestled for a bit, and I managed to get it in a chokehold.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty
you're
strong.
naked. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Technique was perfect.
Perfect, obviously.
I got it into a chokehold, and it passed out.
Okay.
Perfectly passed out, and I stood up, and I was like,
Dusting the shoulders off, I kind of conquered this thing.
I fought a bear, look at me. And as I turned around, it scratched me.
Oh, it got back
It
up.
got
It
back
wanted
up.
some more.
It got back up, it scratched me. I got a scratch, big scar, really badass,
Of course.
really cool.
Yeah.
And then I turned back around and I punched it, and
Okay.
then it ran away. But it left its babies. So I've been raising 2 baby bears.
You've been
now.
mothering these cubs. Well,
Yeah,
to me that shows great humility that you have,
Yeah.
being able to first off stand your business and stand ground on a huge mama grizzly
Yeah,
bear.
I thought it was
that's-
very honorable of me to, even though we were enemies, I thought, these cubs need a mother. So I
That
thought I'd.
really
take that
proves
up.
something and shows something of today's society, I
Thanks,
think,
yeah, it
of
was
what
my
you're able
most-
to do.
It's my most exciting story by
That's
far.
absolutely brilliant, and we're going to definitely hear more about your levels of technique and more adventures. But right now, we're going to be taking a nice, wonderful break to digest what we just heard from that, folks. So we'll be right back.
I got no time to reinvent the wheel. Wonder Woman for the man of steel. Put pedal to the floor.
Hi, and welcome back. We're still here with our adventurous Emma, and during the break, she was actually telling me that one of her adventures, she stumbled upon the Fountain of Youth. She's actually 75. She's had some crazy adventures, fighting a bear actually showing the bear who's boss. Nature can have some really crazy moments of coming to bite you back in the butt, and some restorative moments. My friend Will and I took adventures of our own, and some misadventures.
So, Jacob, would you want to tell me about one of the adventures you've had?
I've been on quite a few adventures, but saying that we're in such a wonderful setting, a vivid one that comes to my memory is when I was about in grade 5, we went to the Frink Center. and it was a school trip, and we were playing a game called Fox and Rabbit. I was a rabbit. And of course, before the game, they're telling us that there's a bunch of orange caution tape. That's the out of bounds line. Don't cross that tape. But as I start running and I'm getting chased, all rules go out the window. I do not want to get caught. And I remember just completely face planting on the ground, hitting it so hard, and my kneecap having this searing pain. And I look down and my leg is gushing in blood. So I unravel my pant leg and I see that my kneecap is, usually looks like this. Mine is looking like this. And it's like the tissue in it and shit. There was lots of screaming and crying. I ended up going to the hospital. After 10 stitches, I was the coolest kid in school for like a day.
I guess I've got a little bit of an adventure story. I was going to a horse competition because I used to ride horses, and I had friends come from out of town. As we're traveling about 90 down a loose gravel road, the car went over and it flipped and rolled. And probably while it was starting to go in midair, I remembered, hey, I didn't wear my seatbelt. And I was in the back, just squished up like this, upside down. When the car stopped sliding, we all got out. One person had a broken arm, and I patted myself down, and I think the first thing I said was, I'm gonna be late for the show.
So main takeaway is always wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not really good at it, evidently. I guess life just has those moments, those struggles, those near-death experiences.
Oh yeah, of course. It's, all about getting back up at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And keeping us on our toes because we never know what's around the corner.
That's right. Hey man, fall in the mud's all okay by me.
No one saw that, right?
A fall in the mud is okay by me, bro. Let's fall right into this break. Hey, and welcome back. Thanks for sticking around after that break. We're still joined here with our adventurous Emma. Emma, it's safe to say that being a college student, you're bound to get into a couple adventures. What are some that you've had since becoming a college student?
Well, you know what? You're right. As a college student and an adventurous, there's a lot of adventures that can happen while I'm here. For some reason, this college in particular, like a lot of portals show up. And I was walking down the hall the other day and I thought I saw someone who looked like Iron Man. And I just walked right by, but I had a portal open up in my dorm room.
Okay.
I went through, and get this, it was like a world filled with dinosaurs. Like I was transported back in time.
Right.
So I had fun and I rode some dinosaurs,
As one would, was there any particular dinosaurs that you were like, oh my god, I need to ride that one?
I really like T-Rexes. I think they're the coolest,
Obviously.
as most people would
And
say.
the easiest to ride, so.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I just, climbed on the tail and you flung me around a little bit, but eventually, it was pretty fun.
Settles out, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you took on a bear, so you probably just
Yeah.
showed it who's boss a little and went like, don't.
Yeah, absolutely. T-Rex, no problem for me. What about you? Have you had any crazy adventures?
Crazy adventures since becoming a college student, other than, scraping day each by. I haven't been up to too much. I went on a crazy adventure just the other day. I went all the way up to Toronto to watch my friend do his jazz concert, his final recital. It was hip, it was bebopping, it was cool, it was hip and square. The biggest adventure, I guess, was being able to make it back to here for Paul's class in the morning, which we ended up not having. So I was really glad that I pushed myself and pushed my friend to be like, yo, dude, it's 6:30 in the morning, we gotta go now.
That's amazing.
So, a little bit of Fast and Furious, and just got here in time to just be like, there's nobody here. So it was awesome.
That's incredible. That's a really fun story. Now, I do have to mention, I did notice your donkey photo here. I actually had a run-in with a donkey on campus myself.
Okay.
Another portal situation. A donkey came flying through. I was just walking to class, and I jumped on it, and it took me to class. It was like it was actually very friendly
Oh, okay.
until it bucked me off, and I broke my elbow.
See, that's why I taxidermy all my donkeys.
What?
Yeah.
Can you
So
explain that?
he's been a good buddy of mine for a while, and then, donkey's got to kick the bucket eventually, but I was like, I'm not going to part with this. And so I stuffed it with various items I found around my house.
Okay.
Marbles, nickels,
When you
pennies,
say
dimes.
various items,
Drugs.
marbles?
Yeah, I put anything, because you have to stuff it to make it still look lifelike. So I just put a bunch of old junk in there. And so, snapped a shot, it's my boy.
Okay, well, my experience with donkeys are a little bit different.
Well, I think we're definitely going to have to hear that maybe sometime on another episode because, and this is my donkey and my show. So thank you very much for joining us. I want to give a big shout out to Eric again for letting me crash in his pad. Rent will be coming soon. Thank you once again for all audience members and Emma for joining the show. Bye-bye.